Okay, welcome to 10-Minute Takeaway with Silver Shemmings Ash. Today I'm joined by Joe Sword from Nordens. I'll get him to introduce himself a little bit in a moment, but Joe's going to be talking to us about the latest updates on furlough, business loans, etc., as they are experts, and also some news they've got regarding something they've set up to help small businesses. So thank you, Joe, for your time. It's really appreciated.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for having me on. Hi there.
No problem. What do you do for Nordens, Joe?
So I head up our strategic consultancy division. I'm one of the directors, partners at Nordens. There's five of us in total, four and myself, and we specialise in providing a standard core accountancy service, but we're also heavily focused on advisory. So we like to do things with the numbers and not just report on them, so to speak.
Perfect. So you're the ideal person for us to be talking to this morning. Okay. Do you have any advice for business owners right now?
Well, I think one of the things, obviously, the climate we're in at the moment, one of the real positive things that I feel came out of the last lockdown that we've all experienced was that it gave a lot of business owners time to really think strategically and work on their business as opposed to working in their business. Because this is something that we're regularly talking about with our clients and with business owners. It's often not given the time it deserves, because what we tend to find is that business owners get really deeply ingrained in the daily grind, so to speak, of working in their business. They're not able to pull themselves away easily and work on their business. So it gave them that really strategic thinking time. So some of the things I think that all business owners should be doing right now include, firstly, getting really clear on their purpose and their vision. Because what I found is when you have a really clear why or purpose that's actually bigger than even yourself, and a vision that you're really determined to work towards, this can really be the difference between persevering or giving up. Another thing I think is really, really important at this time is setting SMART goals. So to me, it's vital that all goals businesses and business owners are setting meet the SMART criteria. So they're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're relevant, and they have a time frame put on them. So what I generally say is have a think about the last goal that you set and you didn't actually achieve. The chances are that it will fall down because it didn't meet one or more of those criteria. Whereas flashback to the last achievement you had where you've set a goal and you've really achieved it, it's likely that that goal ticked all those boxes. Another thing that I'd recommend is that business owners are stress testing their business model as a whole. So have a real deep drill into your offering. Does it work now? And more importantly, will it work in the future post-COVID world? We've mentioned before that financial modeling and creating different scenarios are a really good way to give you that better understanding and gauge your different pathways to achieve your goals. Most businesses at this point will have created a real vast amount of data for one reason or another, and it's a really good time to start analysing this, see how it can be put to good use, but bearing in mind that the data you've collected was likely to be heavily based pre-COVID, so it's important that you work out how that data will relate to the world we live in after we come out of this next lockdown. Another thing that we've anyone that's heard our webinars at Nordens will possibly be sick of me talking about is cash flow forecasts, and alongside that, knowing your break-even point. We've developed a care pack which on our website, which has all the latest information on the furlough and any sort of government initiatives, but also some helpful tips like this, with including a cash flow and a break-even point template. We've had feedback from the people and the clients we've worked with who've created their cash flow forecast using these tools that we've put up, or they've worked directly with us on a bespoke cash model. And to sit down and see some of them and just see the relief on their faces once they've actually prepared that cash flow forecast and they realize that their fears are not as bad as they initially thought, and they actually start believing and seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. To me, that's completely priceless, and it just helps develop that forward focused mindset. A couple of other things: working with your customers and clients. A key element of building a good quality, meaningful cash flow forecast is actually speaking to your customers, getting a real gauge on when you can expect to receive money that you're owed. Chances are customers are going through similar issues to you, so having that conversation with them really early on will allow you to adapt to those potential challenges and just manage everyone's expectations. As mentioned earlier, make sure that you're positioned to utilise all the government support. So obviously the changes to furlough, the bounce back and the CBILS loans and all the other government initiatives that are out there that are still out there and have been extended for various reasons, you know, make sure that you're positioned to take advantage of them if and where applicable to you. Getting your information up to date, I mean, that is one crucial thing that we keep promoting all around Nordens, that it's a huge, massive first step in knowing where you stand. With your up-to-date information, you're going to be much better placed to make decisions and access this external support. Another thing that we're seeing a lot of successful business owners utilising is pivot strategies. So start, first of all, by setting time aside, like we've mentioned just a little while ago, to speak with your customers. Find out what they really want and value during this period, and it's going to help you frame your post-COVID offerings. Are there other services your customers could benefit from that you can deliver but just haven't made them aware? Are there opportunities to just tweak your business model slightly to offer something in a brand new space or concept? And are there opportunities to collaborate with other businesses in related industries, which will create synergies and at the same time help you diversify your offering? Because what we find is that the businesses that can withstand pressure better are the ones that are robust and have a bit more of diversification with their offering. The businesses that are heavily reliant on various factors find it much more difficult. Analyze your costs, not necessarily cutting back everything in one go, but just make sure you're getting the most value from all the expenditure you have. Hold your suppliers accountable to deliver that right level of value. A massive thing as well alongside that is staying close to your team. You'll really need to be aligned to fight this challenge together. Plan ahead, consider the characters that you need for your team of the future, and where possible, look to fill those gaps in your team, if at all possible right now, because it's currently a bit of an employer's market at the moment, so there are opportunities to capitalise. Similar to talking to your customers, liaise with your suppliers, make sure there's no delays in providing goods and services to you, and work with them to agree payment plans where necessary. Again, like your customers, your suppliers are likely to be in a similar boat. So managing expectations and communication is vital. And just finally, to touch on communication, it's probably the most important thing there right now. So just don't, under any circumstances, bury your head in the sand. It is tough out there, and we appreciate that. And we at Nordens have made it our mission to help as many of our clients, businesses, not just survive coronavirus, but beat it and come out thriving. And that starts with communication. You know, just don't bury your head in the sand. Speak up, just speak to someone. It's so, so important.
Yeah. Okay, and a lot of your points there revolve around communicating with various parties. I believe you've launched something to help keep communications flowing. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's right. So during lockdown, obviously we've been trying to practice what we preach, what I've just been saying, and one of the sort of pivot strategies was that one of our aims at Nordens is to develop business consultancy and make it more wide ranging for a number of business owners. So what we've learned over the years of working with businesses and their owners, most or not all of them are really technically excellent at what they do. So they're able to provide and deliver the product or service to a really high standard. When it comes to actually running the business, they can sometimes end up with so many different thoughts and ideas that they struggle for direction and ways to sort of vet and prioritize those ideas. So what this can lead to is that the business owner, because they just become so subsumed with all the different thoughts, possibilities and ideas, they end up burying their head in the sand and don't act on any of them, which means they result in them feeling quite down and low due to the lack of results and progress. And what that does is it results in their business becoming more and more ineffective. And there's also the issue that I've mentioned before in previous webinars about business owners who are at the top of the tree, so to speak. So firstly, it's a bit of a lonely place. Everyone looks up at you for answers and you don't generally naturally have anyone to talk to. And off the back of that, business owners, especially small business owners, don't often have that crucial support network, which leads them into making decisions on, well, the way we've always done it, which potentially misses possible opportunities where you may find them if you speak to different people who have different outlooks and perspectives. And finally, due to the lack of accountability from being at the top and having no one to answer to, they often don't set goals or are ineffective in doing so. So we really, really believe that every business owner is capable of achieving their dreams. And as part of our own vision, we want to help everyone we work with, firstly, identify, but secondly, achieve their goals. And we really believe that achieving success shouldn't be that lonely path that business owners walk by themselves. And you only have to look at successful business owners and successful people in general to appreciate that they surround themselves with coaches and a network of specialists to help them along the way. So like looking at top athletes, top business people, or just anyone at the top of their field, they all have those coaches to keep them focused and guide them in the right direction. So when they come to execute their talents, it hits the spot as often as possible. And when you ask them about their successes, they often refer back to their coach as a vital component. And we realize that through our knowledge and experience, we have the ability to support and help as many businesses to move to the next level by providing that strategic consultancy. And we want to make that available to as many people as possible. So we had a sort of an internal brainstorm about how we can make this happen. And what we've developed is an online consultancy program called the Interactive Accelerator Program. And we've done this because we feel right now the benefit of a support network just can't be underestimated. And generally, what we've found is that our high-level strategic consultancy, it's desired, but it's out of a lot of clients' price brackets. So we've created the Interactive Accelerator Program as a way where more business owners can access that strategic support. So how it works is it's basically a 2-weekly online session where people will share challenges and successes with other business owners from different backgrounds, offering different perspectives. They'll focus on clear goals for the next 2 weeks. So you return to every session with a sense of achievement while boosting that accountability that I touched on earlier. And you have expert insight from our team of business advisors and special guests. And Julie, I believe you'll share the link to the website we've set up for this after the call. And it's got quite a few videos on there and some tips and some downloadable content that you can use to help you there. If anyone would like to hear more about the full program or our bespoke tailored one-to-one sessions, just get in touch. We'll be happy to explain for what we class as the price of a gym membership. We can help you take your business to the next level. So I think it is a bit of a minefield out there at the moment, and it's just too easy in these sort of uncertain times to really get bogged down with the endless possibilities of things you could be doing. So what I would recommend is just start small. What's the one thing that you can really add value to your business right now? Start with that. Do that one thing first. Get those endorphins flowing and then move on to the next thing, confident and motivated. It's how momentum's built. So I feel this crisis has brought many challenges. There's no doubt about that. But I do also feel there's still plenty of opportunities out there. And it's really important that your business is set up to make the most of these.
No problem. I will certainly share those details. And I believe one of your colleagues, Darren, is joining our Ask the Expert panel on Thursday this week to discuss details of, furlough and business loans and how you guys can help with that and the best and most latest advice from the government on that sort of element. Okay, so we look forward to seeing him then. Thank you, Joe, for your time. Really, really appreciated. And we will certainly be releasing. What's your email address, Joe, if anyone wants to get in touch directly?
The email address you can use is js@nordens-strategic.co.uk.
So js@nordens-strategic.co.uk. Okay, we will make sure that's on the website along with any links to that you need us to have to the IPA information. Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Joe. Very much appreciated. And we hope to see you again soon. Take care.
Thanks, Julie. Cheers. Thanks for having me on.